A couple of weeks ago on Coffee with a Googler, we met with Justin Quimby and we spoke about Tango and all the cool things that are happening with Tango. So now we're in Mountain View, we're at the Tango Summit, and Justin's here, so we're going to go upstairs and catch up with him. We're here now at the Tango Summit in Mountain View, and Justin's back to catch up with us and tell us what's new and exciting.
Well, what's new and exciting is we launched.
Wow.
So it's really exciting. The Lenovo Fab 2 Pro went on sale at the beginning of November worldwide, and we've already got dozens of apps in the Play Store that people are building. And part of the reason we're so thrilled about this event this week is when last we chatted, I was talking about how this is the beginning of the ecosystem for smartphone augmented reality applications. And we're here to help some folks spread the word about Tango and how to build great apps for the Fab 2 Pro and other Tango-enabled smartphones.
Super cool.
Yeah, and one of the coolest things is we're starting to see apps in the Play Store that we didn't know about. One of the really exciting things about this organic growth in the app ecosystem is it means that people are getting excited about it with us, without us simply saying, hey, build an app.
Yeah.
And which means that people are seeing value in what Tango provides to the smartphone ecosystem. I mean, we've got apps that I think I saw you fail pretty badly at Jenga earlier.
I thought you were supposed to knock the tower down.
Yeah, of course, yes. For you, you're totally supposed to knock it down. Games are a natural place to use augmented reality in a smartphone form factor. But it's not just about games. Shopping is also another fantastic area where people are starting to build apps that take advantage of the Tango stack to really bring value and utility to their users. So iStaging and Wayfair and Lowe's and Amazon and a bunch of other folks are all building apps that use the Tango technology. It's not just about the app ecosystem and developers getting excited about what's happening with the hardware and the software. We're also starting to see larger and larger organizations get excited about Tango technology. Now, earlier this year, we actually had a hackathon in Shenzhen, China.
I've been to Shenzhen. It's a nice place.
It's a crazy town. It's a crazy town. The reason it was particularly exciting is there were over 200 teams working on Tango applications. And the Prime Minister of China held a Fab 2 Pro and got a demo of some of them. So the thing that's exciting about it is we start to see not just individuals and small companies, but bigger and bigger companies and actually governments see value in this technology. The snowball has just started rolling down the hill. And part of the thing that I love about events like this week is you get to talk to folks who are going to go out and spread the word about Tango and get the developer community excited.
Nice.
And we can't wait. We just cannot wait to see what developers come up with this technology stack, because we've built this set of tools, and there are problems out there that we don't even know about, and we can't wait for people to use this technology in new and interesting ways to do things that we haven't even thought of.
And speaking of snowballs, I heard there's one app that like models the entire solar system.
Oh yeah, so shopping, gaming, and then there's a whole education one. Now we actually had an incubator to help some developers build apps, and one of the apps that came out of it is just a fantastic demonstration of how this kind of technology can be used for educational purposes. Now, I don't know about you, but when I went through elementary school and they had the classes on the solar system and you're sort of sitting there and they start talking about how many hundreds of thousands of miles are between Neptune and Pluto, and
a lot more than that.
Yeah, and is Pluto still a planet or not? And, this app lets you then place a digital model of the sun all the way to the outer planets. And then you see them at scale placed. And it really drives home how close Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Earth are to the sun compared to Neptune and Saturn and Jupiter. And also the vast quantities of space between Jupiter and Saturn. That seeing that, sort of kinesthetically exploring that by walking around has a whole different impact. As opposed to just reading numbers on a page or maybe looking at a picture. And so that's the sort of application where there's this use case where I want to see the path of X, Y, or Z spacecraft. Hey, maybe I want to be able to plot my own spacecraft and see what would it take to actually get a spacecraft to then orbit Jupiter. And so suddenly, as opposed to writing code on a computer or drawing out things, suddenly I can start navigating through space with this device And this becomes a window into a whole nother world. And it unlocks all of this potential. And this is, this is one app, right? One app.
And you've got dozens already.
We already got dozens, and we expect to have hundreds very soon. And so for us, this is where we can't wait to see what the developer community comes up with. Because a diversity of authorship when it comes to apps is so important. We can't just have apps made by folks here in San Francisco or here in Mountain View. We need apps made worldwide. And that, for me, is part of the exciting thing about the Lenovo device being sold worldwide. Because we've got developers in Shenzhen, Beijing, Seoul, Berlin, Cairo, all over the planet developing apps for it. And I can't wait to see what they build.
I'm going to have to ask Santa for one.
Yes, that's a good idea.
So now, if for developers all over the world, now that the device is available, what advice would you give them? What's the best way to get started? How can they get up and running?
Well, so we've got a great site at developers.google.com/tango, which I hope will be in the comments below on this video.
Right down there?
Yeah, right down there. And we've got all sorts of example applications. So whether you're a Unity developer or Unreal, or you actually are an Android developer using Java, or you just want to use the Tango APIs in C, we've got sample code as well documentation for each of those paths. And then we've also got on GitHub a whole bunch of example apps that you can then fork, tweak, play with. Whenever I talk to developers, the first thing I recommend is, all right, take one of those apps, just get it running on a device. And then pick a model, pick any model, perhaps a Jenga piece, or a model of Mars, and then place that digital object in the real world. Once you've got that up and running, you're off to the races.
Right.
And then you can explore all of the advanced capabilities that Tango provides on top of the Android stack.
Cool.
So, and that's the other thing to think about, is that Tango is a capability for this device. It's not just about motion tracking and area learning and depth sensing. We're building on top of all the other capabilities that Android devices have today. So notifications, payment systems, ads, location, like all this stuff.
All these things have become possible, yeah.
Those are all you can layer into your app. So really it's, start small, get something, start playing with, and then start thinking about the challenges that you face. Think about the challenges your users face. And how could this technology, knowing where this device is at any given point in time and how it moves through space, how could you use that to help solve your users' problems and delight and surprise your users? One of our favorite apps is the Dominoes app. Where you just place digital dominoes down on the board. And part of the thing that's fantastic about that is suddenly it's not just about these digital objects that are dominoes, but you can add additional behavior on top of them.
Okay.
And now imagine you're playing a Jenga game, but one of the pieces is actually a bomb. And when you try to move it, it actually blows up part of that stack.
That's what happened to me.
Yes, that was completely what happened to you in that game of Jenga. So suddenly all of the behaviors, all of these digital objects can have lives of their own, that can have behaviors of their own, that make these apps even better.
And the neat thing about dominoes is that if you do it in the real world, you're constrained to the physical number of dominoes you have. If you're doing it in this, you can continually add dominoes.
Exactly.
Or you can change gravity so that sometimes they fall that way, sometimes they fall upward.
There's another great game which is a Hot Wheels track builder game. So you're placing digital track and racing digital Hot Wheels cars around it. And I don't know about you, but
Never enough track.
There's never enough track, and also you never manage to pick up all of your Hot Wheels cars, and so at some point later you're walking around your house on your bare feet and you step on one and ooh, does that hurt. Yeah. So now suddenly you're no longer constrained by the physical products you have. Now you can start building with these digital objects and building crazy digital worlds that interact with your real environment.
Super cool. So before we wrap up, there was one question that we had from a viewer of the previous show, and that was that when you were talking about all these things, he was envisioning the holographic chess from Star Wars. Remember that? So,
yes.
Are you working on anything like that, or what do you think?
So digital objects like holographic chess, it's a fantastic idea, and we'd love to see you build it. We've actually had a couple of folks come to us and say, hey, we want to build this kind of app. And we're like, well, here's the sample code. and they're off to the races.
So, but just don't play it against the Wookiee, because I hear they pull your arms out of the sockets when they lose.
Yeah. It's always wise to let the Wookiee win.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thanks, Justin.
Hey,
And
it's great to see you again.
Great catching up. Looking forward to playing with these devices. Looking forward to seeing how these apps work. And I'm going to start walking from the sun to Pluto in augmented reality, and I should get there by next Tuesday.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Be sure to check out the rest of the Coffee with the Googler episodes, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.